So today I'm going to do all drugstore makeup tutorial. I know I use a lot of high-end stuff for various reasons, but I do use a lot of drugstore stuff as well. The only thing that I don't really use drugstore is setting powders, because I use mostly mineral powder foundations as setting powders, and I haven't found a drugstore one that I like. But all these things that I have used, apart from a couple that I've only just bought, so I've never used before, I really like. So let's get to the tutorial. Okay, so for my foundation, I'm going to use Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I have two colors here. I've got 3 and 4. I think 3 is the one. Yeah, it's still a bit dark, but I'm going to use the Boots on Beauty Sponge. I really like this foundation. It is quite full coverage, but I don't find it to be too cakey. It's really nice to work with. This is probably my favorite drugstore foundation. I always often put my foundation on my eyelids, but I don't, if the foundation is quite thick like this one is, I don't usually put it under my eye. I just do the concealer there. So I just use the number 3. Okay, concealer. You know that one of my favorite drugstore concealers is the Bourjois CC eye cream, but I have noticed that they don't do it anymore. You can still get it on eBay, Amazon, places like this, but I have noticed that they've come out with new concealers, and these are called Radiance Reveal, Correct and Illuminate, and I have 01, which is ivory, and 02, which is beige. I think they only do 2 or 3 colors. I haven't opened that one yet, so I think the 2 might be a bit too dark. Maybe not. I would like to ideally mix them. This one looks a bit pinkish as well, which is quite good because pink is quite brightening. Okay, let's mix it a bit with the light one, and we will see how that goes. This is first time I am using this one. It's got very nice, creamy, quite thin. Well, it seems quite thick, but it doesn't look like it covers very thickly. Yeah, it's quite nice. It actually, the color adjusts quite well. You know, like I thought that this one, look, was so white, but actually once you blend it in, it doesn't look that white. It is very nice, you know. I quite like it. Let's set under the eyes now. I don't really have any drugstore powders. I actually, especially for this, went and bought the Rimmel Stay Matte powder in 001 transparent and in warm beige. But then I remembered that I have the Nye Banana powder, and I have the RCMA powder, which the price point, I know you can't actually get them in drugstore, but when it comes to the price, they are pretty drugstore, because you get here an enormous amount. You can buy smaller ones. So, and I used to love the banana powder to set under my eyes, and I forgot about it, so I'm going to do that now. And I always set under my eyes with the e.l.f. blush brush. I love the banana powder. It's quite yellow, so it's nice and brightening. Okay, and the rest of my face I will set with the Stay Matte, and I will use the warm beige, because you know, normally when I use my high-end makeup, I usually always set my makeup with a mineral powder, sort of mineral powder foundation. I prefer it to normal normal powders. I think normal powders, setting powders, are too flat, whereas mineral powders give you a bit of a luminosity. Okay, now for bronzer, because I usually bronze a bit, bronze contour, you know, it's not a contour. I've got here, do you remember I bought from the W7, which is very, very inexpensive brand, Hollywood Bronze and Glow, which is trying to be Charlotte Tilbury's. You know, it's got even the same pattern on it. So let's use this. We use this bronzer. It is not very pigmented. I can't actually see it that well. If you are very pale, that will be okay. Now, you know, this is one of my favorite, Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana. It's one of those that gives you that luminous look, not shiny, not like a highlighter. Just sort of luminous. I always compare it a bit to the Hourglass Ambient Light, and I like to just put it here. Now for highlighter, let's use from this Hollywood palette, this highlighter. We'll see what it's like. Yeah, it's nice. It's quite subtle as well, but it's pretty nice, very powdery. It's not as smooth and you know, buttery like the high end, but it's a nice, for the price, this is really, really good. Okay, blush. For blush, I always, if I use Drugstore, I use the Max Factor Cream Puff Blush. It says Cream Puff, but it's not a cream blush, it's a powder blush. It's baked, and this is in Gorgeous Berries. For those of you in US, this is exactly the same one as the CoverGirl True Blend Blush in Deep Mauve. They are exactly the same, because CoverGirl and Max Factor are the same thing. I love this blush. These lights are so bright that I can't see what I'm doing. Hope this is not too much. Okay, now for the eyebrows. So I use Drugstore stuff anyway for eyebrows, well, apart from the gel. But you know, my favorite is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, which we can't get in UK. I haven't seen that one. We do get like the normal pencil from L'Oreal, but not that one, you know, the retractable one that is really thin. Anyway, I use that one in brunette, and at the front I use the NYX micro brow pencil in ash brown or taupe. I had taupe as well, but sorry, I've run out of taupe. The only thing is I don't have, I used to have Drugstore. I had L'Oreal brow gel, but I've used that one up, so I will use my Benefit, but you can be sure that the L'Oreal one is really good as well. I just didn't want to buy it, especially when I still have so much of that Benefit. So I have done an eyebrow tutorial probably a year ago, and someone asked me if I could redo it, and I think it would be pointless because I do my brows still the same way. The technique is the same. Well, that video is actually always linked in my description box. I still do it the same. It always looks worse when I do it here because it's not comfortable. I just use a bit different products. In that video, I think I used different pencils, but the technique is the same. So if you want to see it, it is linked down below. I will do the brows off camera because it is very, very difficult to stay in frame and see myself here, so I'll be back in a sec. Okay, my eyebrows are done. For my eyes, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution I Love Makeup in I Heart Chocolate. I used to have this palette long time ago because I didn't want to spend the money on the Too Faced chocolate palette, and this is dupe, very good dupe. And I remember I really enjoyed this palette, but I gave it to my mom one year, so I just bought another one because I know I will use it. And Makeup Revolution shadows, most of them are quite good quality and inexpensive as well. So let me prime my eye. I don't often prime my eyes, but to give you an option for Drugstore primer, I've got here Maybelline Master Prime. And this one is in, it doesn't seem to have a color here. It's just like a beigey with a bit of shimmer with the doe foot applicator. So I'm just gonna apply that all over my eyes. Now for all over my lid, I will use this big light shadow in You Need Love. I don't know what the corresponding color would be in the chocolate palette. Now for my crease, I will use this one, which is called Thank Friday. I will use Sigma E25. Then on Real Techniques shading brush, I'm going to go into What a Way to Go, which is this one. And I'm going to start shading my outer 7, reverse 7. As you can see, they have a really nice pigmentation. I do like these chocolate palettes from, can you see my 7? I shall link my 7 video as well underneath for maybe those of you who are new to me. Zoeva 221 and I'm going to blend it. They blend pretty well as well. This one is very, very purple. I might make it a bit more brown by using Pleasure Girl, which is this brown one here. Don't know what it is today. The lights seem so bright. I can't really see what I'm doing. I can turn these ones down. Or I'm just going blind. MAC 219 pencil brush. I'm gonna go in the Pleasure Girl again and do it my lower lash line with it. I might use the Mauve, which is like a champagne shimmery one. Let's see how that looks, what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Because you know, I like a bit of sparkle in the middle of my... This is some Lancome brush. I don't actually like it. I'm going to go back into Thank Friday, which was my crease color, and mute this top a bit with it. I think I've gone a bit slap happy with this eyeshadow. Okay, and that's it really. I mean, there is so many pretty eyeshadows you could use here, but on whole, I think this is really good palette. I have the Chocolate Bonbons palette, which I love, but I must say I don't think the quality is that much better than this one. So these palettes are definitely good. Okay, let's do a little liner. And you always ask me what I use. I use only Drugstore black eyeliners. I don't think I have a high-end one. This one is the Maybelline Master Drama Smoky Shadow Pencil in black. I just like this one's consistency. You can smudge it, but it is not too soft, you know, that goes all over the place. So I quite like that one. And you can smudge it with the other end of it with the sponge. In a waterline, you could shade a bit here with it. I like using pencils for sort of a wing liner because you don't have to be so precise. You just smudge it and voila. For my mascara, sorry, I'm using Kiko because that's what I love the most, and it is drugstore price. At the moment it is not available. We don't know if it's coming back to stock or not. I've managed to get some on eBay, so if I find some, I will link it below. And remember, everything that I've used will be linked down below in the description box. Okay, for my lipstick, I will use, I think, Milani Most Natural lip liner. Then I'm going to use the Rimmel Kate Moss lipstick in number 45. And for my gloss, Rimmel On My Gloss in Pear Glossy Cut. You know I love it and I use it almost every day. And that is the finished look. So as you can see, you don't have to go high-end. Although I really like powders and other things from high-end, and I love my foundations, but you know, when it comes to eyeshadows, mascaras, eyeliners, even lip products, there is no need to go for high-end. I like it because I do, but I don't want you all think that you have to buy high-end to get a nice look. I wanted to show you when I was buying those couple of bits for this tutorial. You know, last time I did the red lipstick, I didn't have a lip liner, so I bought one from Rimmel, Exaggerate, in Red Diva, and I also bought lipstick and gloss. I bought this Rimmel lipstick, Best of the Best is called 510, number 510, and it is not matte, it is nice and glossy lipstick. It's like a cherry red. And then I bought On My Gloss in Rebel Red, and I really enjoy this combination when I wear red. So I just thought I'd show you because, you know, I'm trying to wear a bit more red. Okay, my lovely, so that was it. That was my all drugstore tutorial. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.